welcome to our meditation time on this Tuesday. Oh, I hope that you will just find a comfortable spot where you are and settle in and get comfortable and just invite yourself to this place of stillness and quiet where hopefully some of the distractions have been lessened and you can just find a place to just be. And so I would invite each of us to do that here in our homes, wherever you are listening to this. Just find that spot where you can just be. And as you do, let's all just gently close our eyes together and just let the shoulders kind of draw down, let the jaw relax. If you've got any little stress lines or wrinkles up in your forehead or in your cheeks, just let them go. And let all the muscles in your face begin to relax. And then notice as the shoulders relax and the face relaxes, the body follows. And then as the body begins to relax, the mind begins to follow as well. It is not a perfect science. It is not a 3-step plan, but it is a pathway. And we know that as we show up to meditation, we've got a pathway to allowing ourselves to let go and just be. So begin to take some slow, steady breaths in and let go of the breath just as slow and just as steadily. Take a long, slow, steady breath in and let it go. A couple more like that. Slow breath in. And one more. And then just check in with yourself and notice from those few breaths ago when you began to relax the different parts of you. Just notice how you feel. Notice what thoughts are kind of clamoring in your head a bit. Notice which ones you're starting to pay less attention to. That really is one of the most beautiful byproducts of meditation, is that the thoughts still come. The distractions still arise. But we start to notice ourselves paying less and less attention to the distractions that they are. We don't completely shut our mind off. We stay nice and aware through our practice. But we don't let those thoughts take us away from the space where we are. And so as we're settling in here, breathing, relaxing through our physical selves, I've really thought today, it's a really special day, and I'll get to that in a second, but I've really thought about those 4 big life questions that I've posed before, that I've had the questions asked of me by my teacher, and I know many others have as well. So I want to come to these questions today and just take you on this journey of how these questions can really inform all the parts of life. And so as you're settling in where you are, being comfortable in your position, remember, we don't try to answer them just yet. Let's just ask the questions. And the first question, ask, who am I? Who am I? And then the second question is, what do I want? What do I want? And the third, what is my purpose? In the yoga world, we call that your dharma. But what it means is, what is the big purpose that only belongs to you? And then the fourth question, what am I grateful for today? What am I grateful for today? And so I want to return to each of those questions just one at a time. And then take a moment to pause after each one and just see for each of us, what is made known to us? What do we notice? What do we see arising in our mind as the question is asked? So who am I? Who am I at the core, the essence of me? And I would tell you that our meditation practice gives us the most authentic reflection of who we are. And it's a reflection we'll never see out in the noisy, distracting world. But we come to these moments of stillness and quiet. And if we're willing to ask that question, little by little, we'll start to catch a glimpse of who we really are. Not the titles or the positions that the world has assigned to us, not the adjectives or the mistakes or the stories, but truly the core, the essence of who we are. And once we start to ask that question, then we can say, what do I want? We show up to meditation and we can dig deep below the surface, and we'll start to see pictures in our mind's eye that's been cleared from distractions. We'll see what it is that we want. We'll begin to witness these images, these thoughts that come up that reveal, what is it that I want? And that ties so intimately into that third question of what is my purpose? Again, and go back to the meditation practice. Y'all, when we are quiet and we are still, our purpose can be revealed. The problem is we live in a really noisy, busy, chaotic world. And we seem to be seeking our purpose out there in these external circumstances, and it's not there. But we come to these moments of stillness and quiet, and all of a sudden things are revealed. And the more often that we show up for ourselves in meditation, the clearer those images become. So that our final question of what am I grateful for today just becomes a part of who we are. We constantly are asking ourselves that question. We start our day with it. We pause during the day and we ask it, and I hope, just as we are now, that you end your day with it, reflecting the things that you're grateful for. And so I said that today is a special day for me personally, and I want to just explain how these 4 questions have really informed where I am now. It didn't happen overnight. It has been a many, many year journey of asking these questions. But I can say here on April the 11th, 2023, that the answers that have been revealed to me for these 4 questions are pretty consistent every time I ask them. There's no confusion. There's no changing of my mind. There's just evenness and stability. And so who am I? I am this simple yogi on a journey to find acceptance and compassion for myself. My yoga practice has taught me that, and it has taken decades for me to fully grasp this idea of full acceptance and compassion for myself. But I will tell you, the more I show up, the more solid that answer of compassion and acceptance is for me. So when I ask that about myself, then it becomes really easy to ask, what do I want? And what I truly want is I want other people to feel the same thing in their lives every single day. Sure, I want things and I have wishes and I have plans and bucket lists, but that's not the core of what I want. What I want is every human being on this planet to experience compassion and acceptance of themselves every single day, because I've learned that it is possible. And so that question of what do I want then informs my purpose, my dharma. And today marks 2 years ago, on this very day, that I was blessed and humbled to get to open my very own yoga studio. I don't know that it was supposed to happen when and how it did, but it did. And doors opened for my purpose, and I was able to walk through them. There has been doubt. There's been uncertainty. There's been tears. But there has been so much joy. It has been the most humbling thing that I've ever been a part of. But I truly believe it is because I have been open over these years leading up to it to ask the question of who am I? And what do I want? And what is my purpose? And now every time I ask those questions again, the answers stay consistent. It's not a constantly changing gauge that I have to figure out. Every day it becomes clearer and more stable. And so what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the opportunity to share. The opportunity to share the pitfalls that I've experienced, the struggles that I've worked through, and the joy that I discover every single day as I accept and show compassion to myself. And so I share with you that little journey through those 4 questions, not to say that I've done anything special or magical, but just to exemplify the fact that it is possible. It is possible to know yourself on a deep, intimate, vulnerable kind of level. It is possible to truly know what you want, and then to feel what you want align to your purpose. There's nothing quite like it. And then all of a sudden, every day, you have things that you are grateful for. So I want to ask those questions just once more, and then I'd like us all just to sit quietly and not try to answer them, but just see what images are revealed in your mind, what thoughts come in. And some of those will be distracting thoughts that are not the ones we want to pay attention to, but notice them, be aware of them. And then I would encourage you, after our time ends this evening, keep asking yourself these questions. So just continue breathing deep, long breaths in and out, asking the 4 important questions of life. Who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose? And what am I grateful for? Let's just each sit in our own space and let the questions hold space for us. And let's see what's revealed. Let's take a long, slow breath in together. And then as you exhale, just let the questions go. Just leave them out there hanging in the space around you. Continuing as the days progress to come back to the questions and ask them again. But for now, just let them go. Honor the fact that you show up for yourself consistently, seeking the answers, seeking to know yourself a little bit better. But most of all, just showing up. Not worried about the outcome, the expectations, just showing up. And for some of us, that will truly be the light that begins to reveal your purpose. You just got to show up. Namaste.